pull it, you're basically pulling the foil down, which in turn, the bleach expands, then the bleach is going to hit all that hair.
Yeah, I noticed that, but you showed me that.
Yeah.
It was-
Sweet!
yeah, she
Oh,
kept
now I
trying
need a
to
bowl
do
and a
it.
brush.
The foil was moving, so she was
You
like,
can use
"Got
yours.
Hers, that's in the room.
There's no cholesterol, right?
No.
So I guess I need a bowl, a brush,
Gel.
Ew.
Yeah, don't you love using that?
Bowl
Thank
brush and gel.
Man.
I do not use these type of boards. These are kind of thick. This one's like more of the material that I use, except for this is pretty long, so it's gonna be hard because you're like so far away. But if you can get this, oh,
But you have to like scoop it out.
but you end up getting this like there's no tomorrow. And then as they move, you're like,
And you dance, you move like that. I'm glad I got that on video.
and everybody, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have my clients do it, but it makes them focused. They're not gonna be on their phone, because someone being on their phone and they're just sitting there looking down the whole time, you're like, oh, put your head up. But if you give them a job to put the foil on the board, they're constantly working with you, and they won't be on their phone. When you're done working, then you could be on your phone. Until you have an assistant, then you can make your assistant do it, and then they'll be on their phone and you'll be annoyed.
But then by that time,
Then that
you'll be more.
time,
You'll have
you're
more.
like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, you'll have more experience.
Good job, Megan.
Good job, Megan.
You're the bomb.com.
10 professionalism points.
I think you're gonna use it for the next one. You don't have any.
She found a tidbit. That's
Oh.
all right, so we're mixing our blue bleach. Oh, see, it's good.
Wow, it looks good. Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna put board. I'm trying to think. This one. You're gonna give yourself about an inch of pull. If it's too thin up here, when you go to pull, you're gonna pull it.
Yeah.
So you want to give yourself that like
Good
about an
grip.
inch of pull space. That way, when you pull, you're only pulling a little bit, and you'll still have enough. Because what this is doing is blocking the bleach from getting on the hair. Okay? And that's why you fold it over your comb. Same thing. You want to do it over your comb, you're still gonna fold it over your comb, right? So you're still adding this for that back. Okay, so she wants to be super, super blonde. So we're taking super thin sections. And bleach is going to look way brighter no matter what you do. So thin or thick, like there's the slicing method, which is where you put the comb against the head and literally just go across and you pick up that whole hair. There's the weaving,
Yeah, the weaving's
where
the
you
eye.
literally take your comb and you're gonna go, right? So you're weaving up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Right?
Mhm. What method do you do?
Well, it just depends on what look you're looking for.
Oh,
Like if she wants to be blonde, 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 you might want to do thin slices
That's what I was
through the
thinking.
whole head. And even when you drop this, as long as you do them thin, it's almost going to look like a weave, but just more hair, right? Because see how thin that is? You drop it and it mixes in with this
yeah.
hair. It's going to look like a weave, but it'll be more hair. So weaving is obviously more natural looking.
Yes.
So there's your weave. And try to get in a method, like on these sections. If you do 3 weaves on this one, do 3 weaves on every single one. If you do 4 weaves, try doing 4 weaves on every single one.
For each section?
For each,
For each thing.
yeah, each thing you pull down.
Oh, you mean the
Mhm.
pull-ups.
Yeah. So if you're gonna do 3, 1, 2, 3,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
try to do 3
You keep it.
on every single one. Because when she comes in to get her root touch up, and I section the way that I always section, when I drop this, I am gonna see exactly where those lines fall.
Yeah.
So then I can literally pick this up, pick up those 3 sections, put my foil up, and only tap at the root.
Oh.
And she will have the most healthiest blonde hair that you can have if you're not overlapping each time. Now, if I'm just going in here like pulling up all this, just painting that, then I take my next section,
You're not
and I'm
having
like-
any.
and then I only take like a little bit. How are you gonna follow that suit through
You're
the whole
not.
thing?
You're not gonna.
You're not gonna be able to find where the heck you were at. And that's why most people have fried hair.
Yeah. What about the
Because
spots?
there's no,
What about the under? Remember you saw that spot in my head right over here?
yeah, we're getting there.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so, yeah, following a pattern is gonna be one of the biggest things. Now, if you don't wanna do this, and when you get out, you're like, I don't even care, blah, 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 and you just start doing your own thing, good. But you'll start to see that the more that blonde comes to you, the more fried her hair becomes, then you're the one in trouble for the quality of her hair, right? So anyway, we're gonna try, we'll just do 3. Now, does one have to be completely the same, completely small, completely, no. As long as you see where your highlight fell, right?
Sorry, that's so funny.
Lady.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're gonna take our board, we're gonna place it onto the head.
Slicer.
You're gonna hold that pressure.
Okay.
Look how close
Wow.
we are to that root.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right
can't really
there.
do this, and if you guys wanna crowd in, you're more than welcome. So you're gonna push that up against the head, and it's way easier when they're a real person.
Yeah.
because She's not gonna move on the stand. Get your bleach,
This one I'm zooming in on, guys, and I am.
put
gonna
it in
post
here, and look, I can let go of this board and just paint it straight down.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That's awesome.
Now what I'm gonna do,
I'm gonna get it to me.
I'm gonna fold all the way up.
Yep.
I'm gonna grab this foil. I'm gonna pull it a little bit. That's gonna pull the bleach off the scalp. I'm gonna fold it all the way up. Tap my ends, pull the board out, fold, fold.
Boom.
Now.
Fun.
Let's try it without a board. I'm not gonna just exaggerate.
I was thinking. I was like, don't
I'm not
exaggerate.
gonna exaggerate, okay?
Be genuine, like you're really trying.
I'm gonna really try. I'm gonna really try.
Yeah,
My
but you-
sections are falling. Cause she's like moving all over the place.
she needs to knock it off.
She's a hot mess.
Alright, so we're gonna take our next little section.
You're doing like inch section.
It just depends. Don't worry about this. This depends on the overall look you're trying to achieve. If she just wants very minimal, you are not gonna go these tiny little sections. Okay? So it depends on what they want,
Yeah.
okay?
But she wants to be bombshell.
She wants to be blonde eventually, right? So we're gonna take 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take this. I haven't done this in a long time. Put it on there. Put it up to the scalp. I've already pulled it down. So it's already not as close to the scalp, if you can see. When I paint this on,
Oh,
it just pulled down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna hold this. This is her shoulder.
Yeah.
How do you have your clothes?
Yeah. No way.
Look
I'm
how
boarding.
far down you know.
I am boarding it out.
Now, I'm gonna try to do this.
Without.
I've now I now have an inch of growth.
Yeah. I've definitely gotten highlights like that.
That's
and they
how
Oh,
are
I do
like
too.
back
throughout.
sooner.
Yeah, it didn't even look like I got my hair done.
I've already,
That doesn't look too bad, right? However, underneath is going to be bleeding all right there.
That's what happened to me.
Mhm.
Let's see the other one.
It's because she didn't use a board. She doesn't use a board. Now I know.
Like that.
I'm gonna tell her, you better start using a board. So I'm done with you, ladies.
I did not try to do this. I promise.
So that's what
I will-
happens. It bleeds through.
I used to highlight like this, so it's not even that I'm like, okay, I've never done this. This is the way you should do it, and I really don't care how you do it. I'm just trying to keep you from doing something bad
So when
Yeah.
did the boards come out?
forever.
Long ago?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because the guy that I work with graduated hair school in '83 when I was born, and has been using a board since then.
I've never. People
I always
use a
tell him, I'm
board.
like, I want you to come in here and do a demo one day.
So Miss
Wow.
B,
Yeah.
if you're not using a board, can't you just like take the foil, put it like paint your bleach on like far from the top, and then set it under the hair. Hold your hand underneath and then paint it.
So
and
the
then
hair
fold
sticks to it. You mean?
Yes, the hair sticks to it before you do the rest of it.
What am I doing?
Okay,
Like
so you
She's
fold
saying
the
just put the
top,
gel on the.
and then
Yeah.
you put bleach just a little
Don't
bit
put it on like the top,
then you put it under.
and then you paint the rest.
Am I leaving this under it?
So you fold it,
Yeah, you fold it
then you tap a little bleach
on
Where?
there.
on where
On
your
the
finger is
foil.
right now.
on the foil.
So I'm gonna tap this.
Yeah, just like that. Then set the hair under it, and then
But I just pulled it down.
Hold it down.
I'm saying keep your hand behind the foil.
But then
that.
you're pulling it away from the scalp.
The board is the best.
I'm not saying it's the best. I promise you. I'm saying you will have the most control.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you cannot do it this way. I'm not saying you cannot do it the other way. I'm not saying that you have to do it anyway. But if you learn how to do it with this, you will have the most control. Because I'm holding it under here, but I'm
Yeah.
holding it like an inch away from her scalp now. So she's gonna leave thinking,
Yeah.
I didn't get
I
highlights.
always wonder why I didn't get it to the roots.
Yes, that's what I was just gonna say.
And
I've
that's
gotten
why.
highlights and they already looked grown out.
Yes.
That's why.
I mean, it still looked good, but there was like this
And
much.
it's not that it won't look good, because
But
it
it's-
still will look
You gotta
good.
come in quicker.
Back here is not a problem, but when they get up here,
That's
you
it.
can see that big chunk
Yes.
dark hair still.
Thank you.
already
Yes.
grown out.
There are
Yeah.
boards for
Now
all
I
those.
understand. Well, dang it.
There were. I had to ask.
There's a
I
few.
didn't see any.
Yeah.
I had to ask them, and they.
Like I helped my mom. That's what she
Mine's
said.
actually made out of
Yeah.
laminate. Laminate.
Oh.
I've had my board for like 12 years.
So is that
But your
more
mom
like your
probably
board,
does a
that
really
plastic?
good job. She
No, I
probably
do
is
not use
mastered.
this.
Oh.
This
Like,
is
but
a
she-
little
she
bit
put my
tougher
mom- she was
to
painting
do
on
because
what
it
I'm
has
saying
no
is your mom
flex.
probably figured out a way to master it.
Yeah.
There's probably-
Like this laminate, yeah,
Yeah.
has
exactly.
more flex to it.
Oh, so yours is like that one, just a little smaller. The white
Mine's
one.
like that, but
More
shorter.
Oh,
bendable,
More
more
square.
bendy.
Yeah, it's a
So you-
little more.
I like it bendy.
However, these are gonna work fine. But now
Sick.
I've gotten this.
Sorry.
Unbelievable, you Nara.
Now, if you paint up here
Yeah, like yeah,
and you start going, because you're like, oh, I want to be so close, right?
yeah.
All this bleach that you just went over the board will give you cheetah spots.
Oh,
100%.
That's what they're called, cheetah spots.
Yeah.
I get them all
So
the time.
you want to start because the bleach expands. Start about here.
Below the board?
Give yourself at least a couple centimeters.
Where were you at when you said start about here?
About
Okay,
there.
okay.
Go ahead. That's
Where
what I
you
said.
started
Come up
at?
close.
Just
That's where
below
you
the board.
started?
Give it about here.
Okay.
Do not apply this much
Heavy
bleach.
amount, yeah, because that'll get everywhere.
Okay? When you start at that scalp, have a nice thin layer, because guess what? The root always gets lighter anyway.
Yeah,
First, because it's new growth.
yeah.
Nothing has touched our hair. Start about here. Give yourself a nice light layer. Then you can layer it thick as you go down.
But at the beginning, you want to be light.
Yes. So then you're going down, right? Put your body up. One fold, pull off the scalp. Second fold, pull out.
Boom.
Then you hand this back to your client. Put that on there.
Hey.
While you part the next section.
Yes,
And they
because right
probably-
now I'm already weaving my next section. Boy, I could fly through this in 30 minutes.
Oh, dang.
And that's.
But if I have to sit here, stop, put my
Yeah.
own board on and all this crap, then it takes forever.
And that's your method for a full highlight.
This is a full highlight.
Someone who wants to be a
Yeah.
lot
Yep.
blind, so
Mhm.
we're weaving.
So just take it. Next section. Yeah.
So you know how you're doing one for each section? Do you just do one row of hair for each section, or you like keep going down in that section?
Oh. For these things?
Yeah.
Okay, so I finish the one. I do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So do your bottom first, up to your top.
Okay.
You mean the back, what do you?
She,
Is that what you're
like,
talking
go across this way.
You're talking
Or
about
how many
she
times
parts?
she's
Like
splitting
how-
in that section.
Yeah.
How many times you split it depends on what type of look you want.
How blonde she
So,
wants to be.
what we're gonna do is what you're doing, one for each section.
One for each section.
Well, see, she got.
No,
a
because
couple
she's
on-
still in
I've
that
gotten
first
3 in
section.
one section
she's
so
still
far.
in that first
That was
section.
one section?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a little-
Yeah.
Yeah.
one
Yes.
clip.
Yeah. This is only one
Yes.
section.
Okay.
But
See?
she parted them thin, real thin.
My section
Yeah,
starts
right
right here.
then.
This is the last section for
For
this
that clip.
square.
Yeah.
Then I would move to the next square, next square, next
Okay.
square, next square, next square. Blah, blah. Because guess what? If you start in the same place every time, you'll remember where the heck you are. So let's say I've gotten to like mid section, middle of the head, and her hair's already pretty light. These are probably done. So therefore, I can stop at this section, check my first one that I did, because I always start on the bottom left
Yeah.
and work my way, left to right, right? I can now open this one, check to see if she's finished, right? If she's finished, I can take these out real quick, squirt them down, and then keep going. I cannot stress enough to keep the quality of the hair. If you can keep that quality,
You'll keep the client.
you will keep the client.
That's for sure.
If you're overlapping bleach every time they come in, they're going to be breakage.
My hairstylist already has lost me now. Now that I know she's giving me cheetah, and she don't use a board, and she's jiggling it all over the place. I thought she was good.
Now I have seen like this one lady that didn't do a board and flew through this and somehow kept it so close.
That's art. That's people that are just.
So I don't know. She must.
Your mom does it too.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, she says her mom does it without the board
Yeah.
too.
And it's not. And like I said, you literally can do
Your
it
mom's
any way you
amazing.
want. Even if you start doing this and you're like, I don't want to do it.
I
That's
just want
fine.
to follow her.
But I want you to at least try, because it'll give you that control
Yeah,
in the beginning.
yeah.
Then
I like
once
it.
you start getting that rhythm and you're like, I can do this with, I know how to figure this out. I can get close, whatever. Then do it.
Yeah,
And you don't even have to part this way. This is just so you do not get lost.
yeah.
This is the beginning of the beginning of the beginning. So now let's say she has black hair. So she's
Dang, you just broke her neck.
she's not done. So I have foiled the whole back. So all this back is done, right? So now I'm going to move on to the sides. You're going to want to part her where she parts her part.
What if she's all over?
Then I would just do down the middle.
Center.
Okay.
That way she can kind of go back and forth.
Okay.
But the science and the art and the way you want to do this front, if she does part it, other ways, you want to try to make sure that you're doing them in the same spot on each side. Because when she pulls her hair back, she's gonna have like one here, one up here.
Oh no.
You know, so if you take 5 sections here, take 5 sections over here. Don't do 3 and 2 because she's gonna see, oh, I only have 2 streaks on this side and 3 over here or whatever, right? So let's say, so you're kind of doing this the same way, right? This thing sucks.
Yeah, it does. It's making me mad. Dang.
Oh, you got 6.
Okay,
Yeah, she spins.
now she's spinning. This lady, I swear.
Those difficult clients.
Okay, so now the sides. You can go back, you can go diagonal, you can go whatever way you want. But we're just doing basic. So we're just gonna slice that for your first section. Same thing. I took 3 sections back here, so I'm gonna remain with my 3. Because she doesn't want to be too blonde now, she says.
Oh,
Okay, Brianna.
now she
She's really
changed her
changing her
frickin'
mind.
mind. Well, she's screwed in the back. It's already done.
It's too late, lady.
Too late, lady.
You committed.
So I'm starting about there,
Just a little bit
a
below.
little bit.
And fold, pull,
Control, fold,
pull a little bit.
all the way up. Grab it,
Oh.
pull, fold all the way up.
So when you're pulling, you're literally just pulling like,
You're only pulling the bottom,
okay,
Just to get it off.
just to pull it off the scalp.
So no matter what, when you do a highlight, there's always gonna be like that much hair from the scalp that didn't get
Yes.
bleach on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, but the lessest you can
The
get,
letter,
yeah,
the
the better.
lesser is better.
because she's gonna feel like
Jeez.
she needs a root touch.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to leave it.
exactly.
All right, so you're gonna go back up, you know.
Do the same thing.
Go your
3,
sections.
3, 3, 3.
Crispy,
Now-
how do you do the front? Do you do it like that?
However they want.
Yeah, just depends on what
Or
look.
they want-
And we'll figure out what look
Yeah.
they, because right now we're
right now, I
new
just
to
want you to
this.
do basic. I just
Okay.
want you to weave or slice through.
Okay.
When you come to do this part, it's only going to be uncomfortable for 4.3 seconds. Have them tilt their head towards you when you're on this very top part. I wish she didn't have bangs at this point. So you're going to take this section, because the closer you can get on this front one, the better. So you're going to weave that 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, because that's what they can see.
Yeah, they see this. So the closest that you can get to this, will you lean your head towards me? Thanks.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So tap it up, pull it down,
Okay.
Fold,
fold,
and then
pull a
Pull.
little bit,
and
Fold.
fold. And then boom.
That is gonna be so close to her scalp.
I can't wait to see how it comes out.
She's gonna look good.
She gonna look the
Does
same.
that hurt her?
What?
Like her hair?
The board?
No, no.
Not at all.
If she touches her scalp, does it burn her scalp?
Yes.
So we try this.
That's what we're gonna
No.
do.
Yes, I can tell you from experience.
What about if they have bangs already?
You just gotta deal with it.
So if they have bangs, that's a good question.
Very good question.
If they have bangs, you can either try to add it into the foil, but a lot of times that's gonna be too difficult.
Do the bangs themselves.
So I would either make this, depending on how blonde, you could either section this into 2 sections,
Okay.
or if she's like just trying to get just a little bit through the bang and you don't want her to obviously look like her bangs are brown and everything else is, you know. So have her look at you and just kind of weave them where you want them to be. Very thin in the bangs.
Very
Right.
thin, yeah. So there's just enough
So
to
then
see.
you would put that, just have her look at you, paint it, fold it up, and then obviously put a pin to hold it up so it's not just sitting in her face.
Yeah.
So that way it's falling right in the direction of the bangs.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have, it could come out weird if you tried to add it
Yeah.
to these.
Like a big chunk.
Right. Like you might have one big chunk here, but then
Sometimes
this
it
side
looks
you
cute,
lost the
though.
weave and
Sometimes it's
You know.
cute like that. When you got like bigger chunks in some places and smaller. Oh.
yeah.
Sometimes it's cute.
Sometimes.
I guess it depends on what you're looking for.
So 90% of the time, depending on how fast and how slow you are, the back is gonna, okay, so we just finished the front, but she's super dark, so we had to, you know, none of this was done yet. But the front we just finished. Now I'm gonna go back to the first section that I had. I'm gonna check it. Because I've already checked it like 2 to 3 times while going.
Yeah.
Because
Because it would have been done, you would have rinsed it out.
right, I would have rinsed it. So I've checked it. So now this section, this section, this section's done. I pull them out, take her to the sink, or just use the towel water method, whatever is easier. Get those out and drop it. Start checking these. I mean, bleach you have to be on top of.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many times they just put your bleach in, tell you to go sit somewhere,
Yes.
and do not look at you, do not check you,
Yep.
and you're just sitting over there like
Under
"Doo-doo-doo,"
under a
like, you
heater.
don't know.
Under a heater.
You're the client.
Yeah, forever.
Why are you gonna be like, can you check my highlights?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've been under this heat box.
Gonna have fried hair.
Forever.
It's gonna be rubbery. Your hair's gonna be ripping off.
Yeah.
You're supposed to put people under the dryer.
It depends. Well, I know she put me under the dryer and would occasionally
You're-
check
I don't
me.
think you're not
Yeah,
supposed
most
to.
bleaches are not supposed to go under
Yeah.
the dryer.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Always.
However,
I've been under the dryer.
Me too.
However, let's say these are like pretty much done, but this front section, if I put her under the dryer, would take it right where it needed to be. So I could take them all out at the same time. Yeah, I would probably throw under the dryer for like 5 minutes.
But not sitting there after you just got all your foils done and now you sit under the dryer for 30 minutes.
Oh, heck no.
That's definitely happening.
Yeah, me too.
No.
Me too. And I felt like something
30
was not
minutes,
right.
yeah.
I'm like, what is?
Yeah.
With bleach in there?
Like my poor hair.
Yeah.
The other thing is too, by adding heat, you're adding the processing time to go shorter, but you're also making the
More
bleach
damage.
expand more.
Gotcha.
Because when
Meaning.
you add that heat, that bleach is like. So had you have gotten too close on some of these, if you would not have put her under the heat and just let it take those 5 minutes,
Yeah.
she wouldn't have ended up with cheetah spots.
But you're saying.
So it expands so it can drip out. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's probably what my problem
Yes.
is.
Mobile.
And when the bleach is on there, you said it's gonna look lighter than what it actually is?
Yes. So like you'll notice once you put real bleach on her hair that when you open it up and you're looking at white on top of that hair, it always looks kind of lighter than it actually is.
Yeah.
So sometimes they're like, oh no, this is pale yellow, this is pale yellow. I'm like, no, it's not.
The bleach.
So then they take it out and they take one out and they're like, oh crap, it's
Huh.
still orange.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, especially if you have it nice and covered in there, it's going to look lighter than what it actually is.
So what color should we do that for? It just depends on what they wear.
Yep. So let's say
I was gonna say you never lighten past
light
pale
yellow.
yellow,
No.
right? Okay.
Yeah, once you
That's-
lighten past, most people will never even really get to pale yellow.
yeah, I don't.
And if they do, at that point,
Sorry.
she's
you're
cotton candy.
Yeah, your hair's like a cotton swab.
Yeah, I've had that happen too.
Yeah. So let's
Where it
say
just rips out like that. Just,
let's say I went in and I was like, I just want caramel highlights, right? You're only gonna lighten me to about, where's my little hairs? So I'm like a level 5, right? Well, I am, because that's what I put on my hair. So I'm a level 5. If I just want to be like a, I don't know, like a caramelly red color, right?
yeah.
And I just want them to like barely show, you only need to lift me 2 to 3 levels.
Mm-hmm.
So
You do
that-
not have to lift me all the way to here to then go back and put this on.
Yeah. So you just need to lift it for a short amount of time.
Right. Once you're at that orangey, then you put your toner on. Remember, we're working with colors. So once you get to that red-orange color, it's light enough to where you're gonna go back and concoct your toner to give me the caramel. So whatever color you get me to is what toner you're gonna use to counteract what I actually want.
That's gonna take me a little bit to understand.
So
Yeah, I know.
I'm a little confused, but
But that makes sense.
It does.
You don't lighten
Yeah,
your.
why would you unnecessarily lighten me to here, break my
yeah,
cuticles,
just to throw a color on.
kill my hair?
Where all you need to do is lighten it
Yeah.
up to the orange and find the toner that's opposite of
Yes.
to balance it
to give
out
you what
and to
you
give you
want
the
to
color.
look like.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Got you.
I get it.
Yeah, just because I want caramel highlights doesn't mean, okay, I need to get her to white,
Yeah.
so then I can go back on and put the reddy orange color on that we're gonna do. Cause she already actually was that color 4 levels ago, but now I ruined her hair, lightened it up way too light, so once my toner starts rinsing out, I'm going to be this color when I did not want to be this color. I wanted to be this color.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So there's
Cause the toner will rinse out.
so there are toners. This is something new to me. There are toners that are like different, take you to different parts, warmth and cool.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
when you bleach it, the toner adds in that natural, that.
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
took
whatever
out,
pigment.
right?
Like for me, like I knew toner was like when I got this is all I knew about toner.
Yeah.
I got my highlights on, and then once my highlights were out, then we put a toner on to kind of calm out the copper brassy tone colored to kind of cool it down a little bit.
That's what it does.
That's what it's
Well,
supposed to
that's
do.
what it said.
Yeah. Okay.
But see, maybe you wanted yours blonde,
Yeah.
and maybe she only got you to like an orangey,
Yes.
yellowy color.
Yeah.
So yeah, she had to make you look blonde and not orangey. She then had to put
Cool.
the toner on to counteract.
And pick
the
a certain.
orange.
There's certain toners. That's
Yeah.
what I'm getting at. There's not just one kind of toner.
No.
Yeah.
There's many, many different toners. That's where.
Take yourself to the Shades EQ
yeah, I need to.
aisle
Yeah.
at Salon Centric
Okay. I
and
w-
just look at all
I am.
the toners.
Okay.
You know what sucks is right now they don't have like the colored, you know, the hair swatches with the
Oh, yeah,
shades
no.
of EQ.
But you
So
just
like-
have to ask for the book.
Oh, really?
They have the book there.
Cause last
Yeah.
time I was there, when I was getting
Yeah.
the colors, I was like, I don't even know what I'm getting.
Yeah, they took the
Salon
little
Centric is
swatches down
literally
because
right by
they
my
have a
house.
swatch book.
Like
So
2
for
minutes.
any
Not even.
color line, when you walk into Salon Centric Cosmo Prof, and if they don't have the swatches, say, where's your color book? They're gonna have a color book with all these in it, you know? And then you can figure it out, like based on what the color
I
book
just wanna
looks
dye
like.
my hair.
I know. I'm so
Gonna come
excited
on
right now.
Tuesday with highlights.
This is what I was excited about right
You
here.
wanna try it on her?
Okay. I wanna,
So let's see, once I lift you, like, you wanted those golden highlights, once I lift you to like, say, the orange,
Yeah.
am I gonna add blue?